Hello, this is Wednesday. I'm going to wait to see who else is gonna to join me. Okay, so hello. Well, thank you for joining me today. Who is this? You have a cute picture, but I don't see your name. Okay, since I have somebody watching me, so I'm just going to show you. This is the project. I'm going to show you how to make it today. So I am just going to switch to the desk top view so you can see what's going on, okay? Okay, so first, we are making a lantern. So with the new So Very Merry stamp set. So you probably cannot see very well. So I'm just going to dim the light so you can see. So I put a tea light inside. This will be a great like a on the tabletop decoration, and also can be a Christmas gift as a small centerpiece lantern type of things. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the things I am using today is the Quaker and the Treat box die. If you remember from last year, I showed you how to make this cute Santa box and also Santa elf, helpers box. So I was using this die. So this year, I am using the same die to create this box. I think you probably want to ask why I want to do that. I think I can make the box pretty easy, but I just liked the top how they fold. So that's the reason I choose to use this die. Of course, I want to show you more ways to use this die, so you can use this all year long. Okay, so this is my goal, and this is this week's hostess code. So I'm going to put this aside. Okay, let's get started. So another thing we need today is a So Very Merry stamp set, and this is the online exclusive stamp set, and I like this like a mosaic glass detail. So I think Stampin' Up has something similar to this with the stained glass, but that's only for the dies. And this is the first time I know of they have the image as the stained glass image. This is very cool. And another thing I use is this stylish shapes die. I use this over and over. So, and also this. So this is the three things we are using today. So let's get started, okay? The color I'm using is the Stirring Sky. So you need to I cut this into 6 and 5 because this is a perfect size to cut this, okay? And you need 3 of this. I already pre-cut. So we have 3 pieces of this, okay? I like about this, I think once you kind of get the concept of this, you can just use this die to create any size of the boxes you need, okay? I'm the paper holder, so something like this, I will also save them, so to create other project. So I'm going to set this aside. So maybe I will show you what I do with these pieces next week, okay? So we have 3 of this. So because the size of this. Today I'm using this angel, okay? And so I want 3 panel in each side. So you're going to fold this, and I need to glue one to connect, you know, panel together. Like this. Okay, so you just glue them together. So I'm going to fold in here. So I'm using the bone folder to help us, okay? So 3 panel, 1 side, 2 side, and the 3rd side. So I'm going to fold this, okay? So I am connect another one together. Like this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, like that, okay? So now you have all 4 sides. So I'm gonna to cut over here. Okay, I have 1 extra panel leave here, so you can glue them together. Okay, so this, I'm just showing you, that's how you make the box. Okay, and then before we do that, I want to use the ruler. Okay, in here, I'm not sure if you can see, there's a very light score lines, which is when we cut the die, they will have this crease for us. So I am just gonna to, okay, I can see this side better. So I'm just gonna to use a ruler and then line up, and I'm using my bone folder of you, or you can use the paper trimmer. There's a score thing on the paper trimmer, or you can use that. So this is what I'm doing. You want to do on both sides. It's easier for you to fold the box later. Okay, okay, okay. Then we need to take our stylish shape style. So this is the size I'm choosing. We are using these 2 sizes, and the reason I'm using it is this kind of fit. No, sorry, we need a small one. Okay, and the reason is we are creating the circle like this. So the large size is the outline, and the small size is what we have inside. So using the small one, and you want to put in the center of each panel, something like that. Okay, so I'm just using the washi tape to secure it. You can cut 2 panel, like a 2 side at once, but because this die is not very deep, so probably will not cut very well. So I'm just gonna to do 1 side at a time. So let me do the first side to show you. Okay, so this went through the machine, and so this is the first hole. Okay, so when I just want to show you what it looks like. So you're gonna need to do the same for the other 3 sides. So I'm not sure why when I first see this stamp set when they release online, and this is the first project come to my mind. I was not thinking about to making a car or anything. I don't know why I want to make a like a table light first. So then here we are. Okay, so now we are cutting the holes on all four sides. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. So the paper I'm using today is the vellum paper. I think it's on in the catalog, and it's come in 20 sheet. It's 8.5 by 11, so this is exactly the same size like our normal cardstock. So I'm using this. I cut them into 2.5, okay, square. So I have this pre-stamped. The only thing about this is you want to stamp ahead, okay, because it takes a while for them to dry. Of course, you can use the heating gun to dry it, but when this kind of paper with the heat, sometimes they just curl up, and I really don't like the look of it. So after you stamp, you just have to let it dry overnight or probably an hour, okay? So that's the reason I pre-done those, okay? So when you can tell the stamp is after you stamp is facing this way, because we are coloring with the alcohol marker, so I don't want to ruin the image because I really don't know how well they will set on the vellum paper. So when I color it, I flip the paper, okay? So this is the side I stamp. So when I color it, I flip to this side, okay? So I'm color from the back. So just to make sure I won't mess up the paper, okay? The image, because I really don't know how the Memento ink going to hold on. And then the color I'm using is a stirring sky, since this is the cardstock I'm using, okay? So this is the light one. I'm just gonna to do, I think this is the skirt. Okay, like that. So this is the skirt. This is a light stirring sky. I already pre-colored the other three, so this one I just want to show you. And actually the blend marker color very well on the vellum paper, okay? So this one is the dark, so I'm just gonna and you actually don't need to color the whole thing, I mean the outline detail, because as you can see, the circle we have is actually much smaller than this image, okay? Okay, here to show you. So actually, see, it's much smaller, so you have a lot of extras. Can you see through the paper? Yes. So that's the reason I'm not going to spend the time for the outside. And the color I'm using, the next is the yellow. I feel like this gives that glow look, okay? And so this is the reason I can keep the wing as white. I don't need to color it. Okay, this is the dark color, so I'm just using that. And then you can feel like there's a like dark and light. So with the dark area, I'm just go over more times. This is just like when you do it on the paper, like more times you go over it, and the darker the color will be. Ooh, see, even though I touch a little bit blue, I feel like, you know, it shows on my blender, the tip of my blender marker. So that's the reason I turn the image, I flip it so it won't mess up the lines. Okay, so the color I'm using here is the dark wild wheat for the hair. And if you still have the, actually you can color it to any color. If you still have the soft suede, I feel like that's a great color for that too. Okay, so so our color is done. Okay. So what we are gonna to do is we are gonna to glue this on the box. So we're going to flip it over. This is the front, okay? So you can see the stitch more clear, the image. So we're going to flip. This is the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the glue around the circle. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. So when you do this, right, you want to fold them, and you will see the overlap here. You want to kind of trim it, okay, because that's the overlap place. So when I open it, I'm just using the circle we just cut, and I'm kind of do that in a better way. So this is just to make sure, here, like that. So when you do this, you just make sure when you glue here later, it won't show that extra panel. Okay, so that's the thing, you need to remember to do that before you do this part. Well, I guess actually you can do that later too. So I'm just gonna to glue this on here. Okay, so can you see, this is the back, this is the front. So this is what's going to show in the front. Okay, so you're going to do this on all four sides. Okay, I'm gonna to do like opposite. I feel like after we color it, it really doesn't matter which side. So I'm just doing like, see, this is like the hand toward this side, and this is opposite. Okay, so okay, like that. I feel like there's a little bit extra, we're just gonna to trim it off. Okay, so before you do that, you want to make sure the line you scored earlier, remember we used the ruler, you want to make sure they fold well. Okay, so later when we do the box, they will look pretty. I know, a lot of work, right, for the little lantern. And if you feel like this is too close to the edge, it's not easy for you to fold it, you can always trim it down. Okay, luckily the things is people won't see what inside look like. So sometimes it's a little bit messy, but we hide it, right? Okay, like that. So I just want to make sure, see, the top is well fold down, and if you don't think it's pretty enough, then you always can use the bone folder. Maybe I should do this before we glue the angels on, right? Here, like that. And we do this on the other side too. Because we have some overlap area, remember we connect the panel together. So that's the reason some area is thicker. It's not easy to fold, so you just need to do that before. Okay, so now here we have all four sides. Okay, so now we are working on the outline for this, just to make the box look more elegant, polished. So I am using this is called 2023-2025 in color luster specialty paper. So this is the in color and the wild wheat color. Actually, the shimmer detail make it look like close to gold. So I'm just using this. And how do you cut the ring like this? So what I do is I'm using the larger circle here, and I am using the next size. So I'm just gonna to lay them together like that. So in this way, you cut them together and you will get the circle. So let me do this. Okay, since we need 4 of them, and this paper is thicker, I feel like this is like a little bit lighter than the regular cardstock, but it's thicker than the vellum. So the weight of the paper is kind of in between. So I'm just gonna to cut this. Then I'm going to run through the embossing folder so you can see what they look like. Okay, I'm going to cut the two sets at once. So I'm using 2 paper at once and going through this. If you need a frame, this will be a good way to do it. So now, see, you cut them at the same time. So you will have 2 of the smaller circle, and you actually cut smaller circle inside the large circle. So you have the frame like this. We have 5 of them, then we can do the Olympic rings, right? Okay, so we're going to do this for the other 2. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Put this aside. You can use this for other project. Okay, so I'm gonna to separate them. Now I am gonna to glue this in front of the here. So see, after you add frame over it, it's look more polished, right? Maybe I put the glue, too much glue. Okay, so when you do the box, right, try to do as many things as you can when it's still flat, because it's easier for you to do the decoration when the box is still flat. Once you make them look like into 3D, it's not easy for you to hold on it, to work on it. So if I can do anything when they are flat, then this is what I will do. Okay, so now we are done. I'm gonna to put the glue on the last panel here, which is the connect panel here. Okay, so maybe I need to cut my size down a little bit, but I just want to make sure I have enough space to glue the vellum paper to the box, right? So that's the reason I do 2.5 inch square, but apparently we need a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna to adjust the measurement on my website tomorrow, so you can see it, because you don't want to do this kind of trimming when you are working on it, because your project will not look that pretty. Okay, so now you can see this is what I do in my craft room when I measure something up, but sometimes it doesn't work like that, and just a lot of try and errors. Okay, let's see if I can fold them well now. Okay, like that. I'm going to put this. Okay, everything works well. Okay, like that. This is how I make sure my box is flat well. Okay, so now on the bottom, I'm just gonna to cut this off. Okay, I'm gonna to cut 2 of this off like that. So I'm gonna to glue them together. This is the base. Okay, like that. So I cut the 2 square, which is a 2 3/8 and 2 3/8. So I am putting the glue on here. I just make sure I put a lot of glue on here. Okay, the reason I trim some of the button off, so it will not be too thick. Okay, so on this one I'm gonna to put the glue too, because you can see we have a lot of those area, so I'm not sure. I want to make sure every place they touched, they have a glue. So now you just have the base like that. Okay, so now when you do this, I am folding on, there's a 3 panels, right? So I'm kind of push the middle one and on all 4 sides. Okay, like that. Okay, so you can just put either the candy treat, or you want to put the tea light in here. Then we have a ribbon. This is the new ribbon on the holiday catalog. This is Night of Navy with the glitter. Super cute. We had the one in black ribbon and the silver glitter last year. So this is the new one. They just come up. I just think even though it's a night of navy, but actually working well with this blue color I choose. So I'm just kind of go through the ribbon, going through the hole on here. Like that, okay? And we're just gonna to tie a bow. See, I like the way the top opened. That's the reason I choose to create a box with this die. And I also want to show you the dies. We can use this die to create a lot of different cute projects. Okay, then so this is our box today. Okay, and I will also link. We did this too last year, and they all from the same die. Okay, so again, I am gonna to post all the measurement at craftperfect.com tomorrow, and this is this week's hostess code. And if you have $35 order, I will send you the supplies to make 2 of this box. Okay, and if you have $50 order, no, $75 order, I will also, with the supplies to make 2 of this box, I will also send you a spool of this ribbon. This is new, so it's not available until September, but you will be the first one to get it. So you need to place the order with this hostess code by next Wednesday. So this is the project I want to share with you. Hope you like it, and thank you so much for watching my Facebook Live today, and I will see you next Wednesday. Please share and like my video. Okay, happy stamping. I will see you next time. Bye.